Welcome to another episode of Elevated Story Time. Woo woo! Where I get stoned to varying degrees. Sometimes it's very obvious, and sometimes you're going, what? And I tell you a story. Could just be about something stupid that happened during the day. Could be a story from my life. You never know what I'm going to tell you, and I never know what I'm going to tell you till I tell it. So, tonight, I am going to talk about stories, because it's story time. So, I was a very prolific writer when I was younger. Very prolific. I wrote poetry mostly, short stories, movie scripts. I wrote a book. I wrote a lot, and I wrote with my friends frequently because a lot of my friends were writers. One of our favorite things to do in school was to do, like, how do I explain it? You tell a story and everyone helps tell the story. So, like, I would write a sentence, a paragraph, whatever I wanted to write, and I would pass it on to the next person. And we would write a story. And they were really fun to read because so many different styles and so many different ideas and ways of going. But that was one of our favorite things to do. So, as I got older, and still as a child, there were these books that were like choose your own adventure books that I absolutely loved. It was kind of like the precursor to, like, story games you could play on your tablet or whatever. On a side note, my daughter used to watch the show with Bear Grylls, the survivalist, that was kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure. It was on Netflix, and you could choose what he did in each scenario, and we used to get a kick out of watching those. Totally side note, tangent. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Choose Your Own Adventures. I loved them. They literally were just usually very thin paperback books if you're not familiar with them, and they would give you options in parts of the story that would branch the story off in different directions. You could die in these. Like, you choose to go through the doorway and a bomb explodes. Oh, well, you're dead now. That kind of thing. I loved them. I don't recall there being a ton of them available to read, but the ones I could get my hands on, I read. I read every option. I read through from every angle. I changed it up. I loved them. So anyhow, you can imagine coming off of this. I love stories. I love being part of stories. I love telling stories. I joke and say I have a whole world in my brain, and it's the most incredible world. And if I could just put it on paper or translate it to a movie, it would be the best thing ever. And I just totally lost my train of thought. Oh, stories. So, yeah. So, I got there's apps now where you can tell stories. They're kind of like the thing I used to do in school with my friends. So it's AI, and I know a lot of people aren't big fans of AI. I think it's fun. It's fun to play with. My only concern is, I swear, well, I know how AI operates. So it's probably stealing what I'm writing. But I don't give a shit. It is very entertaining. So the part I find funny, to me, you might think is dumb, is you're playing the game and you get to a point in the story where you're like, okay, this is a good ending point right here. Like, it just seals everything up. everyone's happy, or everyone, whatever you wanted the outcome to be, it's happened. But there's this part of you that's like, push the button. Let's see what it says next. And let me tell you guys, I have thrown every twisted ass scenario I can at these, and it doesn't fumble. It doesn't stumble. It just goes from there. I had a story where I rescued a guy that was being sold in slavery. He's like a half lion man. We became lovers, and then I killed my husband before I met him, and we were saving children from the slave trade. It was weird. But like, I threw all sorts of shit like this. That was my first one I did. It was like the test run. Nothing phases it. Literally nothing. So, if you're into that kind of shit, 100% check it out. It's very entertaining. I don't know. I apologize because I think I'm way more elevated than normal, but I'm just about to go to bed, which is why I'm here. This is conk out mode, hopefully, because Mama don't sleep well. Mama don't fall asleep well. So some nights I need to do this in order to go to sleep, and this is one of those nights, because last night I didn't go to sleep till like 3 o'clock 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock. It was bad, and then I had to get up at 7, and I actually overslept, and didn't get up till 7:30, which is not good because I have a child. I need to get on the bus. I mean, she's old enough that she does a lot of it herself, but like, I don't want to do that. I need to get some sleep. So this is to make up for that. This is me kicking myself in the ass to go to bed at a proper time, so I get a reasonable amount of sleep. But anyhow, I love you guys. I hope you found this entertaining. I hope it made you laugh. I'm laughing. I'm probably going to watch this later and laugh my ass off, so don't feel bad. I still, I think it was an interesting story time. You let me know. But anyhow, have a great night. I hope you sleep well, my babies. Mwah.